The things that I enjoy doing most are probably the things that make me happy. So, spending time with my family, traveling, running, spending time on the beach, any time outdoors, hiking. I think a lot of people think of me as a pretty driven, serious person at first glance, and people are kind of surprised that I have a sense of humor too. And so when they get to know me, yeah, that's something that comes out. And I would say my sense of humor is one of my marked characteristics. The big kind of joke in my family, or the legend in my family, is that I came home when I was 6 years old and I looked at my parents over the dinner table and I said, I am going to be a teacher because I love little children. And so my parents still laugh about this little 6 year old with no front teeth saying, I love little children, so I'm going to be a teacher. And I never wavered from this idea that I would be a teacher. My biggest heroine is my mom, who has overcome a terrific number of obstacles. The first one being that she was an East German who fell in love with an American. And there was a very complicated trade that was actually made. The Americans had a Russian spy, and they told the Russians, we'll trade you this Russian spy for 100 East German women that want to leave the country with American men and start lives with these men. Because my dad at the time had been a courier for the German Lutheran Church, or the German Protestant Church. He had gone over with the American Friends Service Committee post World War II, and he won this Medal of Valor for going over and doing all this work, helping deliver medication and food to people that were in need post World War II. And then he got this job with the Protestant Church, and he was bringing documents and medications across the border because as an American it was very permeable for him, but not so for people in East Germany. And he met my mom in East Germany. They fell in love. Anyway, the Russians traded this spy, and my mom was the first woman to be let out. And she and my dad came back to the United States and started a family in Maine. So that was the first big obstacle she ever came. And then on top of that, she had a brain tumor from which she recovered in 1975. She had 7 children, 2 of whom were very ill at certain points. My one brother had a brain hemorrhage. My other brother had meningitis. And she also overcame pancreatic cancer. So there have been all of these terrific obstacles in her life, and she's just kind of moved past them and overcome them with a very calm dignity about her and with her sense of humor intact. So I would absolutely say that she's my biggest hero. I realized from a young age that I liked novels that were sad because they made me think and they were much more realistic. And given, all these challenges that were going on in my family as a kid, I realized very early on too that life was not always this happy thing that was tied up in a red bow and then there was a puppy in the box. So um, I like books that make me think, and I like books that make kids think too. I definitely need to be shown how to do things. If you tell me how to do something, it will not register as well as if you show me how to do something. I think it's a very supportive and dynamic community. The kids are very curious and very excited about learning. And there are lots of opportunities for them to really delve deeply into the subject matter. And there's a lot of autonomy for the teachers to teach in the way that they feel most passionate. So I feel like it's a really supportive place to be a teacher as well.